Clinic Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Hello, here we go. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Yeah.
Give it to us, Big Sexy.
Okay, what are you asking for? Here it goes. Got to thank engineer Keith. He broke it down for me and told me what I basically already knew. But remember I was telling you about how my wife was all excited, came home on Friday. She'd been out to lunch with her dad, and she's like, I think for Thanksgiving, we're going to go see my family in El Paso and then go over into Mexico to Juarez and see them. I haven't really seen them. I'm like, and I'm all about family. I really, encourage that. And, she's from Joliet, and we haven't been back there in a very long time. I'm like, we should go back and stay in touch with family. I think it's really good. And
sure, raise the boy that way so he appreciates it.
Yeah.
You set the example, because if you don't show your kid it's important to stay connected to family, they won't be connected to you when they get older.
I know. So we have a very great relationship with our kids, and we are very much that way. But my wife believes in that, not as much in the side pieces, cousins and extendeds and all that. So I was like, okay. I mean, I encourage her to do that, but there is a part of me that is apprehensive about going to Juarez.
I can see why.
Their family is from there.
Sometimes extended cousins and uncles and all that, they can be assholes because you don't know them. And I got some extended uncles and cousins that we don't really know, and they're kind of assholes.
Yeah, I'm very apprehensive on this part of it, and I'm trying to figure out. I would like to start off softly, but I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know that, because I would love to go to Mexico. I just don't want to start off with Juarez as my first experience. Like, I want to do that trip to Mexico City. I think if I go to Mexico, that's where I want to go.
Well, you want to get shot last.
Yeah, it's just not Juarez. I've heard stories from my wife. If you don't know, I mean, it's a cartel. The cartel runs that town. And Engineer Keith kind of looked at this. He said, just to put it in perspective, he said, I know you've been to Cincinnati. Their crime risk assessment is it's a 2 overall for crime, security services, all those kind of things. Israel, which I've been to Israel too. I mean, I would go there. I mean, you don't want to talk about contentious. Man, I've been to Jerusalem.
You did.
All that. And yeah, I mean, they've got security issues.
You're a dangerous guy.
That's just scary. But gladly, I'm going into Jerusalem. That is a 3 overall.
Okay.
The State Department risks that.
Danger Kev, he went.
Yeah, 3 on that. That's moderate. So 2 is low for Cincinnati. 3 is moderate. You have got Ciudad Juarez at a strong 4.
Oh.
That is high. 5 is severe.
5 is you're definitely dying.
Yeah.
So this is a strong 4 in Juarez.
I still think you should do it. I think you got this thing.
Including a 4 in kidnapping.
Oh, boy.
4 in crime. 4 in security services. 3 in civil unrest.
Yeah, you got this.
We can play back this tape after they snatch you.
Oh, my gosh.
You can be like, he had all the warning signs.
I mean, it's a 4 out of 5 in kidnapping. And that's really what my fear is the kidnapping. Because, I get it. When you're a foreigner, I've been the foreigner, you stand out. And it's like being in the ocean with sharks. I mean, you're not in the environment. Like
they know you're not a shark.
Yeah, no, I had that. I had that in Jerusalem. We were lost, and I had a guy that, it's like, oh, here, I'll show you. And he took us around and purposely got us lost in a bad area. Like, I think we're supposed to get jumped. Like, And I just knew it. And you know what? I let my guard down for a second. I shouldn't have trusted him.
Damn.
I'm like, no, shouldn't have done it. And
that's the first time we're hearing the almost got jumped in Jerusalem story.
I was trying to rush and get things done. And I'm like, okay, here. And he's like, I'll show you. He's like, there's a shortcut. I'm like, no, I'm good. And the guy just kept following us. I'm like, no. He's like, all you got to do is just go up these steps. And
steps right into the jail where we're going to lock you up.
it took us into a really concentrated Muslim area, and it was like, okay, clearly I didn't fit, and I'm like, all right.
You always see that in the movies where you're in a different country, someone picks you up, you don't know them, they're supposed to be taking you somewhere, and you're just kind of in the car hoping, can I trust this person? Are they taking me to the right area?
Yeah,
you trust
you just
any
don't
person?
know. That's just it. That's why you really need to get somebody that knows that it is a lifesaver in different parts of the world.
You always hear those stories about, and I'm not even talking about in Mexico. Just I watch a lot of those murder documentaries, and people be in a car with someone they don't know, and everything seems fine, and then there's always that one moment as you're driving where he either says something off, and you're like, huh. Oh, I wonder what faces taste like. Like, what did he just say? or they're driving and they go past where they're supposed to be going. Like, we kind of missed that turn over there. That dread of when you first realize, oh shit, I think I'm with someone that wants to kill me. It's got to be fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That first sign
and
of
that's
it.
I know they may say, well, we got family, they know the ins and outs, but the thing that makes it most uncomfortable for me is I look like the outsider. I mean, my wife is fine. My father-in-law would be fine. My son Cannon is like me, though. He doesn't look Mexican. My son Colin, he might blend, and Caitlin, but I mean, a majority of us look like we don't belong. Yeah, I've never been there, but I'm not getting a good vibe on this one.
And what's the take of the father-in-law? Does he really want to go?
I haven't talked to him personally about it, but I know how fired up my wife was when she came home. She was all excited.
Well, then you're going.
They're good. Well, that's just if it comes down to something this serious, I pick my battles. But that's just where I decide. I'm like, oh, this is a battle, and I'm like I said, I don't want to crush her spirit. I'm not going to freaking Juarez.
Adventure Cav is fun. Kidnap Cav, not so
Dead
much.
Cav ain't as fun, and this might be the one where, I mean, if I'm like, no, we ain't doing it. I don't care what she says. I'm like, I'm not going. And you're not taking the damn kid over there either.
Would you get kidnapped for a month if you were guaranteed, like you knew you weren't going to die? Yeah, it's going to be a rough month in there. But when you get out, I mean, the exposure for the show, the interview, like all of it everything's going to blow up after that. Do you do it?
Well, I think the experience while you're kidnapped, I mean, what is that like? I mean, it depends upon what they do. Are they torturing you while you're kidnapped?
Torture, mid-torture, to where it's nothing mild torture.
Nope.
They usually do get a little physical with their kidnapped people because they want it to be impressed upon the family back home.
Right.
How dire it is that you pay the ransom, and if they're all sweet to you and give you back rubs, it's not going to be that nasty.
Once a week, they put a cigar off. They put it out in your back once a week.
They actually put it out in your bunghole.
I didn't want to go there, but yeah, it's probably in your butthole.
Yeah.
Do you do it?
No.
Not butthole, obviously.
No, I'm not gonna do it. To me, that's one of the most terrifying things. If you ever see any like those narco dramas and somebody's kidnapped, they did that. I think it was in Narcos. It was in one of those seasons where they have a guy kidnapped, and the entire time it's just, and then they did that whole thing where they take the drill bits and like,
But I just wonder if
I'm like going, there's no way I couldn't deal with that.
If you're in the middle of getting tortured and you realize, all right, these son of a bitches, they're gonna probably kill me. Do you then at least start talking shit to them? Like, fuck you, man.
I don't see Kevin doing that.
You go out with silence? You don't say anything? You just take it?
I think he's trying to figure out a way to get out.
But
if you're so busy spewing venom, you're not assessing.
No, you're not getting out. You're tied to a chair. There's 30 guys around you. Guy behind you has an axe. Your fingers are going next.
I don't think I'd handle it well. I see some of these guys, and the people who are kidnapped, they're calm, and they're like, I would be losing my mind the entire time. I can't even imagine the terror and how I would act. I would be a sniveling little bitch.
So many snot bubbles would be coming from my nose.
Oh my gosh.
Please, I'll do anything.
We're not pulling for Kidnap Cav.
No, I just want to see where the line is at.
Yeah, that's where I think I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that part of it.
I just feel like there's a
I'm
point.
scared enough of El Paso.
Well, if she wants to go, let her.
Well, somebody said in the chat room too, saying, you know what, no Ralston's going to blend in. Like even Kim would stand out in Juarez, and that's true. She might. They're just looking for somebody that might be different if you're a kidnapper. Yeah, so it may not be just necessarily color of your skin.
Go to El Paso. Go visit the family that she says you have there. You don't have to go to Juarez.
Yeah, that seems a little intense.
Is it enough of 2020 scaring the shit out of you?
Yeah, I've watched too many. Yeah, that's all I need. That's how I end 2020 kidnapped.
End 2020
in Mexico.
End life.
That'd be terrible. Yeah. Somebody said, check the stats. Are the kidnappings mostly tourists or are they mostly people involved with the drug trade or their families? I don't even care. Honestly.
Stats and stats.
One kidnapping is too much.
Right. I don't care if I'm like, they've only kidnapped one and I become the second one.
You know where there's not kidnapping? Off of Village Boulevard.
Right. I'm good here. I
You're
feel pretty
good there.
safe.
Stay there.
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
There's not too many.
Not too many that we hear about.
Yeah. I'm all good. Plus, it's just in my head. I've seen too many narco dramas now. Can't do that. I think the whole time that's what it's going to be. Angie C. sent us an email here today, and just kind of a refresher about being anti-racist. And, this is an interesting point that she had made in this email, just saying that in this episode and a podcast you can check out called Life Kit, it is one I highly recommend. She said in this one, it says, even white supremacists don't like to be called racist. That's why NPR's Eric Degan says not racist doesn't feel like quite enough. In this episode, he walks us through steps to being anti-racist. In other words, ways you can continually strive to undo racism in your world and within yourself. And it's a podcast you can check out, steps you can take to be anti-racist, 20 minutes. It's an NPR podcast under Life Kit that you can go check out. And it is definitely something to do because, there still is. I mean, there was a story that came out yesterday. I mean, one, you've got what's happening in Wisconsin right now in Kenosha that is going on there. And that was kind of, a reminder that, hey, we need the steps and how we're going to do this. And, we're not all the way out of this yet. And then there's a story out of Boomers in Boca, where there's a 30-year-old white woman that slapped an 11-year-old black kid in the face and called him the F and N word right there in front of a whole bunch of people.
What the hell?
Yeah, and I'm just like, I mean, the vile of that comment and just doing that in front of witnesses, and it sickens you that somebody could have that kind of twisted, ignorant hate in their heart that they would do something like that. And then look, she's in a go-kart, kid comes up and rams her hard. And I've been in that situation where you've been smacked and you get angry right away and your blood boils. But even if anything like that happens, those words should never be in your brain to come out of your mouth.
I think it's also important to say that we live in a time now where if someone does that, you're going to get called out. And
and hard.
I mean, if you're a racist person showing racist bullshit out there, you're going to get called out and your life's going to be over. Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and that's just it. And everybody needs to be vigilant.
That's something that's changed, I feel like, over time, where
Yeah.
now people just don't put up with it. If you are racist, it's uncool to be racist. You're going to get called out for that
Everyone
shit.
needs to be proactive and to say, look, it's just there's no tolerance for any kind of racism whatsoever in our society, and everybody needs to be policing it and watching it. And, with our police forces, we need to say that, hey, if you are going to do this, a camera will be on you. Somebody will be on you. We will make sure that if you do something that is unlawful and abuse your power, especially in a racist manner, that you will be found out and you will come to justice for whatever you've done. And everybody in America needs to have that confidence that they're going to be living that way. So it is a good constant reminder because, we had so much with civil unrest there. And you're right, things do die down. And unfortunately, it's not like, hey, it's all fixed. We still got to keep moving through it and reminding ourselves. A couple other things to watch here. Elle sent this in. She said, I offer you only the freshest of tomatoes. She said, I realize you're getting an influx of TV recommendations. Kev's fault for admitting that he enjoyed one. Jason and Denny's try out Fleabag on Amazon Prime. Raunchy, extremely witty. English dark comedy, 10 out of 10. 2 seasons. Time goes by quickly.
I love it. I feel bad. Virginia, you asked me, and we don't have to spend a lot of time on it because I know people get mad when we talk about specific shows that people don't watch, but I have not watched Big Brother this season. It's
Really?
All Stars. And my whole schedule is all totally fucked up right now.
It's actually good.
I know.
I like seeing the older Big Brother contestants come back and play the new, younger kids. There's a few people already that you love to hate.
But that's a show that I would love to get into. I am looking for a drama or a good comedy to get into, so maybe I'll check out what that guy sent. I don't hate it.
Yeah, there you go. Let me see. Also, she suggested...
Sorry.
For me, Deadwood on HBO. It's set in the Wild West and features some historical figures you're probably familiar with as a history buff. It's 3 seasons and a movie. Deadwood is mesmerizing, gritty, and extremely well crafted. I can't believe I went this long without watching it. And Virginia, no soup for you. I have nothing for you right now. You probably love Fleabag, though.
Fleabag.
But you wouldn't be able to watch it with the kids, and it's not on Netflix.
Is it on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I make you extra Southern when
You do.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
That's my
Kick it up.
over-the-top Virginia impersonation.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. So I do appreciate those recommendations because it is getting tougher to find stuff.
I do. When the people suggest stuff, I really do. I try out most of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
There's a few things I haven't tried yet that the people have said, but I do. I like the suggestions. Please keep them up.
Yeah, no, because that's it. I mean, that's one of the things where I think that we are consuming now at a level where, they're not able to keep up. Like we talked about, I know they're trying to get some production back in to get some shows cranking again, but they got a lot of time that they got to make up for.
I got to stop watching The Office. I go to bed to The Office every single
You do. You've been loving The Office for too long.
It's more just kind of almost like background when you're going to sleep. Sometimes
it's comfort.
'Cause I usually go to sleep to the thunderstorms now, but sometimes you ever get that where you're tired, you're still kind of moving around. You're like, I'm not ready to go under yet. I need something else to entertain my mind.
Yeah.
You put that on, it's mindless.
Get you going, huh?
Mindless.
Mindless. That's what we all need.
Mindless for the mindless.
Little something mindless. Yeah, I've noticed it on my Netflix. Like I started watching a couple shows in Spanish, and now everything's in Spanish, and I'm having a hard time finding English shows now.
It thinks you're Spanish speaking?
I think it thinks I'm Spanish speaking. And so I'm like going, gosh, at first I'm like going, there's no Spanish shows on Netflix. And now I'm like going, there's no English shows on Netflix.
I did that one time, actually, when I was watching porn once, and I turned it on onto a different language. Why is everything, this doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, it's in the wrong language.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah, and that's basically what wound up happening with it.
Your Netflix doesn't know, though. You only have up to like a 3rd grade Spanish competency level.
Yeah, right. I'm like, it's a little too much.
It's throwing movies at you, and it's hard to keep up if you can't speak the language and there's no subtitles. You're like, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think luckily they all do have the subtitles on it.
Oh,
but
good.
Yeah, you ever just get to a point where you're just tired of reading your TV?
Yeah, dude, that's
lazy. I am.
I miss half of what's the action. I got to rewind. He got shot there?
Yeah. Right, you're trying. Well, we had a little bit of a resolution yesterday here. We were trying to figure out if Virginia's son Rocco is actually named after an Italian porn star. And then today we talked about on the show, and your husband Panda, he texts you a photo of this Italian porn star.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of confirming.
I guess that's what it is, confirmation that Rocco is named after an Italian porn star?
Yeah.
He likes the guy, and he's a fan.
I want to know why he likes him so much. I mean, if Panda's answer is, because he fucks so great, is that going to be his answer?
Yeah, because I thought guys usually like the female porn stars if you were straight.
That's why I was asking, is this guy like a humanitarian?
Is Panda gay?
It's just weird that he's got a porn star guy that he's into, and he's not gay.
Enough to name his son after him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why
it is unique.
Does this guy have a different story?
Well, Panda sent me a text, too, and he says, I do have a great uncle, Rocco. He owned a bakery, and I used to go to the bakery when I was little. So I guess it's a combo of the Uncle Rocco and the porn star Rocco, and that just made it, I mean, who wouldn't love a baked good and sex?
Panda is without a doubt speaking way more highly of the porn star than his uncle.
I think it might be 50-50. They both fed the beast in different ways.
Yeah.
You know Panda loves pastry, and you love Panda loves a nut.
Panda does love porn. He does.
So did he tell you, like, how much of the name Rocco is because of his actual uncle, or how much is because of the porn star?
Denny's, get Panda
Or was it just
on.
inspiration?
People are saying in the chat room the guy spits on chicks, not cool.
Oh, he's vulgar?
I don't know. I've never heard of this guy. I don't know.
Here we go.
I don't know porn people like Panda.
Your son's namesake, like, some people name their kids after,
Hold on, it's the chat room. Who knows if it's real or not, but they say the guy spits on chicks, not cool. He's way aggressive.
Oh, my.
Oh,
Panda,
boy.
you got some splaining to do.
Oh, I don't want that.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm texting Denny's right now. Can you get Panda on?
Well, I just want to hear the reason why Panda loves him so much. Is it because he's got a rad cock?
Yeah.
Yeah, explain this. Because it is, it's weird. You don't see a lot of kids whose dads admit they're named after a porn star.
Well, that especially when you've got the chat room going, he spits on women. Like, what?
What?
He's known as the Italian Stallion, and he starred in more than 1,300 pornographic films.
He's busy.
So he's a workhorse.
Literally, he's the stallion.
Yeah.
Dang.
And you know why they call him the Stallion.
All right, Panda said, Denny said we got Panda.
Okay. So how do they pay these porn stars? Are they paid by the movie? By how many times they have to do it in a movie?
Every interview I've seen, the women always say the women make the most money in porn. Guys don't make it unless you're doing specific porn. If you're a straight guy doing gay porn, I think you can make a good amount of money. If you're a dude, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right, we got Virginia's husband on here.
If you're a gay guy, the racket is just go in there and act like you're straight and then make all the money.
Keep in mind, I'm only regurgitating what I've heard in interviews. So I don't know how it really is, but that's what I've heard.
Okay. Hello, Panda.
Hey, Kev, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, not much. We're talking about your son's namesake and just where the inspiration came from. And we're trying to get kind of an idea of what was more influential when it came to your son's name. How much of it is from the uncle? How much of it is from the Italian porn star?
Oh, boy. Well, I knew this was going to come one day. All right, so
That's what she said.
Yeah, baby. All right.
So, okay, I have I do, in fact, have a great Uncle Rocco Yavicoli. And when I was a little guy, a little guy, I remember going to his bakery with my grandfather. It was my grandfather's brother. And I used to love those times that I spent there. Mm-hmm. But I was so little. Those memories will always be dear to me. Now, fast forward as I get older, I always thought the name Rocco was cool. I mean, find me a more masculine, badass name than Rocco.
Yeah, right.
Tough.
Yeah, it is.
And having the lineage in my family already, I thought, all right, cool. Now, it just so happens that, I'm a fan of Rocco Siffredi, who's an adult film star, and the guy's got a fucking hog. And
there it is.
And it just so happens.
There it is.
My kid for a 5-year-old, he's hanging tough, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's like an Italian thing, man. It's a mark of a man right there.
Not all Italians are blessed with that.
Oh, sad Italian in the studio.
Not sad, just honest.
No.
Interesting. So it does have to do a good bit with an Italian porn star with his Jaybird set of Radcock.
Radcock. I was wondering if that was going to be your answer. You're like, oh, Bird, he's got the sweetest cock, man.
Sweet.
And there it is.
So, what percentage of baby Rocco, your Rocco, would you give credit to the porn star Rocco?
No, it's given. I mean, I would say it's probably, 70-30 with the family lineage ahead of that.
You called it. You said 30%.
Okay.
I said 30%.
But it is a solid 30% porn in that name. He's got 30% BDE.
And we would never would have.
Yeah.
We never would have known about this if it hadn't been for the Netflix special on the Italian porn guy.
But
that's right, Kev. You got to check that out, dude. It's just called Rocco, and it's all about his last. It's all about his last scene that he did in the adult film industry.
His last scene?
Yeah, he takes you on a journey, dude. This guy's life was crazy.
I can
And
only
his
imagine.
sex drive that he had, like he was just like, here's a. Can I drop this little nugget on you?
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick?
go ahead.
you sound very
Drop
excited.
away, yeah.
You sound very excited.
He's so into
I can't
it.
stop this momentum you got.
It sounds like you're talking about your favorite ball player.
Yeah.
So, and we're on the podcast, right? We can be kind of raw
Yeah,
here.
you can say whatever you want.
So one nugget I did not see coming. So this guy has an insane sex drive, obviously, because he's in the industry.
Yeah.
But he talks about how tore up he was when he found out his mother was sick back in Italy, and he had to fly back from Los Angeles to Italy to see his mom. His mom was his biggest figure in his life, his closest thing he had. She passes away, and he's going through this insane grief, right? And he talks about how one of his mother's friends, like one of her dear friends that he knew from childhood, I mean, this woman had to be in her 70s at this point, was like, hugging on him and stuff and like trying to console him. He ended up banging this lady.
What?
He said he was so grief stricken and just a mess. He stood up and just dropped his pants. And the lady went to town on his hog.
Really? So when he's off camera, his life is still like a porn movie.
Yeah, but he talks about what a mess he was. He's like, he was on drugs, trying to deal with the sorrow and the hurt from his mom, and he ends up plowing her best friend.
I have known you since we were, 13 or 14. I have never heard you this excited about
I was
something.
going to say, yes, he's so... he's really into this.
I mean, holy shit.
Yeah.
I was just excited to share that fucked up story with you guys. How messed up is that?
It's very messed up.
Panda, people they're
It's so messed up.
A lot of people are saying this Rocco dude was kind of fucked up. Would he spit on women during scenes?
Oh, dude, you look him up, man. He does some really crazy stuff.
So is that a yes?
I think it kind of is, but it sounds like there's more. Like that's not it. There's that and more. Wow.
There's so much, man. There's so much, but
Wow.
to each his own.
Okay. Well, I tell you, this is the revelations that have come forward from all this. I gotta tell you, you have done the best sell job on this Netflix special ever. I can't wait to watch.
I would love to see
Yeah.
how many people in South Florida watch that documentary.
Oh
if you
my
could get those
gosh!
stats.
I can't wait to get home. I'm going to put it right on.
Well, he's got a rad cock.
He does. I got to see this. I got to hear this story about how he banged his dead mom's friend.
the raddest of cocks, I hear.
Yes. Fascinating.
Virginia would come into the room and I'm watching it. Like I'm trying to watch it in between when the kids aren't home.
That's good.
And I'm watching. She comes in, she's like, "What are you watching, babe?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm watching this thing on Rocco Siffredi and this and that." She's like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, and like the opening scene is just like this, him in the shower. And you just see him in all his glory. And she's like, "Oh boy!" And like she just turns and walks out of the room. So I was like, "Oh man."
I've seen and heard that.
Let me leave.
She probably loved muttering something under her breath.
Oh, she loves to mutter.
Wow. Okay. Gosh, that's just what a story. You tell it so well too, Panda.
You do. I feel like there's more to tell.
He's electric.
Yeah,
electric.
he is. Yeah, he is. There's an energy here. Okay, well, thank you for.
To wrap it up, dude, it's a strong name. It's my boy's name, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Well, I tell you, it's wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
To know that too.
Let me know when you watch that documentary, bro.
Oh, I will definitely. Yeah, I'll
We
shoot
will.
you a text.
I'll let you know. We just watched Rocco the Caco.
Gosh.
I think tonight you make the Mexican Queen sit down and watch
And
it.
Panda, one last question though: is there ever going to be a time that you're going to sit your son down, Rocco, and show him this and say, "All right, you're a man now, son"? And part of the inspiration for your name came from this guy with this rad cock. Is that going to happen? And if so, what age would Rocco be before you would do that?
I mean, Kev, he's 5 and he's already dropping his pants when Maggie has girlfriends over, and tries to chase him up the stairs.
That's not good.
that's not-
We got to probably
Not talk about that.
on the air. And that.
He's Rocco. It's not his fault, right?
It's his lineage.
Yeah, it's his lineage. Come
Netflix
on, it's a
special.
namesake.
Right.
Yeah. Jeez.
He does it for comedy. I don't think he's trying to.
No,
He can't help himself, Virginia.
We all laugh, which we shouldn't do, but
Oh boy.
He's not trying to DH anybody up the stairs. So.
Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Well.
So, yeah, I think probably, Kev, that talk will probably happen around, 17, 16. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
When he's unleashed into the world.
we just have to raise
depending on
him
his
to.
maturity level.
We have to raise him to be respectful.
No spitting.
Oh, absolutely. No, he'll have all the right morals and everything. He'll have the right moral compass. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think to have that moment where, I'm sure, kids get into that stuff at some point, and he'll be like, oh, my God, hey, Dad, I can see it now. Did you know that there's a guy named Rocco? And blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, yeah, funny thing, son.
Funny things, son. Wow. Oh, man. Great story. All right, well, Panda, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh,
Love
gladly.
you.
Yeah.
Love you, too. Talk to you guys later.
All
For
right,
once,
man.
we had him on, and it wasn't bad for him. He loved it.
Yeah, no, he did.
He actually, he did. He enjoyed himself. He enjoyed every moment of that.
That never happens.
Wow. How about that? Well, that answered a lot of questions.
Isn't
right.
it fascinating?
It is.
Yeah.
Life's
of
like
it.
an onion, y'all.
All of it's
I
fascinating.
thought I knew everything. I don't know nothing.
How about that? Okay. Well, I don't know where you go from there other than just go home. Yeah.
Where do you go from that?
You go home.
Banged his mom's best friend.
Wow.
Yeah,
How about that, Rocco?
Before he even finished that story, I knew that Rocco dude was banging that 7-year-old woman. I knew.
yeah.
I knew it. I could tell.
This is what he does.
Yes.
BDE, baby.
Is that good for?
I don't think it's good for anybody.
It's good for a documentary, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's great for a documentary.
Always learning stuff here. All right. Well, you guys enjoy your day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.